What's going on YouTube? James Prigioni coming to you live from Jersey. It's May 1st, bringing you guys along for an update. Showing you what it looks like on the hugelkultur mound that we planted last year. It's doing well. It should do a lot better than last year, I think, because the first year you don't usually get as much production as a result of it not being able to hold and retain enough water. But now that we've had the year under the belt, the rainy season and the winter and everything, I'm thinking a lot more of the wood underneath held water, and it shrank down so that it should do also well also. We just got a big rain yesterday, last 2 days, nice soaking rains. I'm sure it refilled like the water table, got everything all soaked, so everything's doing well. Figured I'd bring you guys for a short update. This stuff here, you can see these wild onions growing. That's something I would never pull out, and that's just stuff that I go through and plant onions to try to deter pests and confuse them. So I leave any wild onions, any of the grass and stuff I'll pull out, and the weeds kind of, but the wild onions, that stuff I leave. And you can see in this hugel mound right here, this stump over here, and also this one right here and over there. Those aren't part of the hugel mound really. Those aren't like, I put a lot more dirt over the sticks than that, but those are just ones I stuck into the hugel mound because they've already been pretty rotted and they can already hold water. So when you get a really hot day or something and the sun's beating down on it, it's going to give off humidity around to the other plants. That humidity is going to help cool off the air around the stump and also cool the plants around it. So that's the idea with that. Some of the trees are real doing well. Going to try to keep this update short like I always say. We'll see how I do. A lot of this stuff is done good. Been coming in here, grabbing some lettuce every little while. Eating just the microgreens. Nice and sweet. Good for you. Not too many though, because I'll just let it go natural. If you guys have followed along on my channel, you know that I really like to let things go natural as best as I can. I feel like that's the best, that gets the best results with that. It's one of those things that you might not get the best yield of a specific plant every year, but the whole total system yield over a long time is going to increase, and it's going to be more stable with less work. So that's one of the ideas. All the stuff is done good. My favorite patch up here in the front so far is this corn patch mixed in with cucumbers and some zucchini. Good companion planting technique. I'm not even worried about if I don't get production out of some of these zucchini. I just want to protect my corn. That's one of the main ideas with that. The cucumbers, I think I'm going to get some production. And then even if I want, when the corn gets a little bigger, I could throw some pole beans in, let them trellis up the corn. Here's that flower patch doing well, and that pear tree. Tomato patch is just real thick of tomatoes. Gonna have a nice selection, so I'm happy about that. This is where we decided to plant that peach tree that I had just picked up. I think it'll do well there. We don't have much room though anywhere else. There's like 20 fruit trees in here. Here's mushrooms that we had in the fridge that went bad, so I'm just going to go in and bury them under the wood chips in some spots. Hopefully some of the spores can send out mushrooms next year. It might not work, but it's better than wasting it, I figure. I wanted to show you guys this. It's pretty cool. You guys know that, well, you can tell even here that a lot, like last year I didn't cut down my plants in the winter after they died. I just kind of let them be, see what happens, because once again I like to let it go as natural as possible. And as a result, I got some essentially perennial kale. This kale came back from last year. You can see the stalk right here, 2 little kale plants shooting out the side, which is cool because it gave me a jump start as opposed to the ones I planted from seed. So that's definitely something I'm going to be doing next year, leaving them and seeing if I could get that extra, that let it go essentially perennial. And we had a really cold winter here, so it's pretty cool. I figure if we get more of a mild winter, I could have it happen with a bunch of the plants. This is the same thing, not a kale, but same instance where we just let it die back and it grew right back. Just going to show you guys probably just one more thing. Just wanted to bring you along, show you how things look, kind of give you at least once a week, maybe every few days updates so you can see the progression, how quickly things set in, and what it's like to grow things from seed. because sometimes you plant a seed wondering if the thing's ever going to come up, but this is hopefully a testament that, you know, everything comes up, and you'll see everywhere I look there's just seeds everywhere. It's hard to see from your distance, but you know, I bring you guys in close, and there's almost nowhere where there aren't seeds already coming up. Here's a bunch of the spinach, peas and spinach mixed in. This patch is doing pretty well over here. We've got potatoes planted that we had planted last year that came up. Blackberries doing good. We've also got some mushrooms coming up in here. That's what made me think of it might be a good time to put some mushrooms in. Here's a little kind, I'm not sure what that is. Some more over here, which means we got that mycorrhizae association underneath, which is better, in my opinion, than the mushrooms. Here's another mushroom. I'm not going to eat these or anything, obviously. I'm not even sure which ones they are. I do have a book now, though, so I'm probably going to come out here later, try to identify them. If you guys have an idea which ones they could be to help me narrow it down, let me know. I love the yarrow. I just love how it feels. And here we had planted mint last year, and now it's all coming up, which is awesome because this is bringing a lot of good pollinators. Put it next to the apple tree here. Let it spread out, be a nice ground cover too. So I'm going to try to call it over right now, guys. Just wanted to show you what things look like. We should start really seeing things blowing up as they're getting bigger, as they start to put out their true leaves and not just their seed casings. They're still going to really start taking in the sun, photosynthesizing, growing quickly. So, any questions, guys, let me know. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for following along. James Prigione's out.